Unbelievable. A phone that dropped jaws in 2021 is still turning heads in 2025. The Galaxy S21 Ultra was a game changer with its monstrous 108 megapixel camera, silky 120Hz display, and a battery that just wouldn't quit. But here's the million-dollar question. In a world of shiny new flagships, is this former king still worth your hard-earned cash? Let's dive in and find out. Alright, let's kick things off with the design. The S21 Ultra is a beast. There's no sugarcoating it. At 6.8 inches and heavier than a small dumbbell, this thing screams premium but isn't winning any awards for one-handed use. I remember trying to text while holding a coffee, and let's just say my thumb got a workout. That said, Samsung's contour-cut camera design, where the camera module blends into the steel frame, still looks sleek. Phantom black, silver, or even that bold navy blue. It's got style for days. Oh, and the S Pen support? Cool in theory, but you need a special case, which bulks it up even more. Pro tip. If you're not a Note fan, you might skip the stylus. Now, let's talk about that display, because wow. This 6.8-inch Dynamic AMOLED 2X screen is still one of the best I've ever seen. It's got a 1440p resolution, a 10Hz to 120Hz adaptive refresh rate, and it's a blinding 1,500 nits of brightness. Whether I'm binge-watching shows or scrolling through X, everything looks buttery smooth and vibrant. The LTPO tech means it sips power when you're just staring at a photo, dropping to 10 Hz, then ramps up for gaming or scrolling. Compared to newer phones, it holds its own. Trust me, this screen is no slouch even in 2025. Have you ever used a display this crisp? Let me know in the comments. Moving on performance, this phone's still a powerhouse. Rocking the Snapdragon 888 or Exynos 2100, paired with 12GB or even 16GB of RAM. It chews through everything. I've been playing Genshin Impact, editing 4K videos, and juggling a dozen apps, and it doesn't even flinch. Sure, the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 and newer flagships is faster, but for most of us, the S21 Ultra feels just as snappy. One UI 7, based on Android 15, keeps things fresh with slick animations and handy features. My only gripe? It can get warm during marathon gaming sessions, but nothing deal-breaking. What's your go-to-phone game these days? Alright, let's get to the camera. The S21 Ultra's crown jewel. That 108 megapixel main sensor? Still a beast. It captures insane detail, especially in daylight, though I've noticed some smudging at the edges, which can be annoying. The dual zoom setup, 3x and 10x optical, makes this a zoom king. I snapped a photo of a bird from my balcony at 30x, and with zoom lock, it was actually usable. Night mode is solid, too, with brighter, cleaner shots than the S20 Ultra. Video, you're getting 8K, super steady at 60 frames per second, and director's view for vloggers. Compared to 2025 flagships like the S25 Ultra, the processing isn't quite as refined, but for most folks, this camera setup is still mind-blowing. What kind of photos do you love taking with your phone? Now, battery life. This is where the S21 Ultra shines. That 5,000 mAh pack lasts me a full day of heavy use. Think streaming, gaming, and endless scrolling. In my tests, I got nearly 15 hours of screen-on time browsing at 120Hz, and about 9 hours for YouTube or gaming. Even at max settings, it's a champ. Charging is decent at 25 watts wired, full in about 90 minutes, and you got 15 watts wireless and 9 watts reverse wireless. Compared to the S20 Ultra, the LTPO display and 5nm chip make a huge difference. Ever run out of juice at the worst moment? This phone's got your back. Let's talk software updates. Samsung promised 4 years of OS upgrades and 5 years of security patches for the S21 Ultra, so you're covered with Android 15 and security updates into 2026. That's awesome for a phone from 2021. One UI 7 feels modern, with customizable lock screens and smoother multitasking. Sure, newer phones might get Android 16 sooner, but you're not missing out on much here. What's your favorite Android feature? Now, the big one, value in 2025. Let's break it down. Based on current data, a brand new Galaxy S21 Ultra, 128GB, is tough to find but retails around $400 to $500 from resellers or refurbished stock. Used? You're looking at $250 to $350 on platforms like eBay or Swappa, depending on condition. Compare that to the original $1,200 price tag, and it's a steal. For context, a new mid-range phone like the Galaxy A36 costs around $400, but you're getting flagship specs with the S21 Ultra, better camera, display, and performance. Even against 2025 flagships like the S25 Ultra, starting at $1,300, the S21 Ultra's price-to-performance ratio is hard to beat. If you're on a budget, a used S21 Ultra is an absolute no-brainer. Curious about where you buy your phones? Drop it in the comments. So, is the Galaxy S21 Ultra still worth buying in 2025? Heck yes, with a few caveats. If you want a flagship experience on a budget, this phone delivers. The display is stunning, the camera is still a heavyweight, and battery life is rock solid. Performance and software updates keep it relevant, and at $250 to $350 used, it's an unbeatable deal. But if you're chasing the latest AI tricks or bleeding-edge processing, newer flagships like the S25 Ultra or Pixel 9 Pro might tempt you. For most people, though, the S21 Ultra is still a banger. What do you think? Would you rock an S21 Ultra in 2025, or are you eyeing something else? Smash that like button if this helped, subscribe for more tech reviews, and hit the bell so you don't miss a thing. Until next time, stay techie.